Hello class, this is Mr. Perez. I want to talk to you about project 3, which is the types of type project. For this project, you're going to be creating a poster that will be placed somewhere where people are into type, like a graphic designer's office, maybe a high school classroom where they do digital art, or maybe even a middle school or a store that sell computer or typography elements. So you kind of have to think about who your audience is going to be, because according to your audience is how you're going to do the poster. And here's your module, and as usually you click on it, and then you get to access the assignment, or you get to see other links that are relevant. Uh, there's a bunch of examples here of how to do posters, how to work, how history of how they do letters, and it's all really interesting. You should look at it. I also attached a PDF that have examples from last year, so you can see what classmates make in the fall of 2016. It's really interesting. They look very different, and they have a different target audience. You should be able to tell more or less who the people that are meant as a target audience. Also, at the end of this assignment, the week later, you have to type a paper. Watch your grammar and make it properly. I do check for that. And it's about the history of type. So you get to learn a little more about your craft. So here's the examples that I want to show you from the previous year. Okay, and this is a copy of the PDF that I sent you. And you're going to work in Illustrator and make sure that you do everything the right size. It's 11 by 17 at 300, so it's a high resolution poster. It should print really pretty if you print it out. And you have to name the 6 different types of type, which for this class we're going to study modern, sans serif, script, decorative, sans serif, and all style, as you can see on this poster. You also have to name the 26 different anatomical features of type. And you can see them on this example as they happen. So this is one poster. This is quite interesting. I love the color. The contrast is really nice. This is probably more for a more grown-up audience. If you look, it's very sober. When you make posters like this, and again, this serves you an example, so you know there's things that couldn't be maybe aligned a little better. Some stuff is happening in wonderful ways. I'm looking at this, and this too, the H and the G doesn't look perfectly aligned. Certain things that you need to watch for when you make posters like this. Everything should be aligned perfect. Nice contrast with the grays. Here's another one. The audience here is like maybe like a 14-year-old students, like for a school. You know, I have like a rocket in that kind of thing. So you can tell how different posters work for different audiences. I like this poster. The thing that they talk in class when they make the critique for this poster was like there's a lot of negative space, and then a lot of the anatomical parts are all really like gathered together. So it's like there's a lot of like put together in a lot of blank space. So you need to watch for that. This one, it was meant for a younger crowd, and she did it on kind of like a cartoon in a way. And here's the different parts. Again, there's issues about alignment, so things that you need to watch for. And if you see, there's like a lot of space here, and then here it's set to get really cluttered. So these are different things that you need to watch for. This one almost worked in a way like maybe like a periodic chart of the elements or something. It's very organized. Color is a way to balance. You have to be careful. Like these colors, the reds and the darker colors tend to look heavier. The blues and the greens tend to look lighter. So you need to watch how you balance things. And there was also some of the lines. They don't show on the PDF, but they were there on the actual Illustrator file. You need to be careful when you save a PDF. And you can read more about that in Google. There's a lot of information so they can save correctly. It's kind of like a big issue. because things tend to disappear. Uh, this next one is a really well thought poster. The class really like it. Uh, the way he did it, it was as a constellation. He actually drew everything that you see here. And I don't know if you ever see the way they do like the zodiac. You can see different constellations, and they kind of tend to look like constellations when they're actually pointing out to the different parts of type. So it's a clever device to have little lines pointing at things so they don't look too boring. Maybe type is up in the clouds and the galaxies. It's an interesting answer to this problem. Very well balanced, interesting to look at. The class really like it and critique. I'll say more like a maybe a more grown-up audience for this one. This one kind of took the shape of like a pyramid or a building. Same thing. Be careful with the positive and the negative again. There's another one here, very dreamy with the waves. It was made using the brushes in Illustrator. If you go to the brush libraries, you can get the watercolor, artistic watercolor brushes, and you can find all these lines. And then maybe the type could be a little bigger, and the alignment could be tighter. It should be aligned left, and this one aligned right. This one are pretty well aligned. This one here, but it's a pretty poster. This one here is, because they're talking about anatomy, it kind of looks like an operation table. You see the instruments and, you know, that color, like hospital colors, and it's very interesting. It's also, the stuff is really well placed. It was a very successful one. This one, I love the pattern, but it got a little busy with, it's kind of competing. I think they mentioned in class that maybe she should have done this background maybe a little lighter. And then here, like on the edge, you can see a little bit of the background. Make sure that you flush everything. In Illustrator, you can also blur edges if you don't want to make them so rough. Nice colors though. This is Type City, and this one is like a town, and the stuff is all over the place. Like different windows have the different elements. Again, maybe you want to align it a little more tight, but he did a pretty good job. I'm thinking maybe like a high school student, junior high, high school, with the Type City concept. This one is a more like grown-up poster. Nice colors, reads well, very well aligned. This one, he did it as kind of for a younger crowd, and you see the little, it's all animals, so we have like a theme going. A lot of people like this one, Type City, the anatomy one, the one with the stars. They have themes, which kind of give a particular look to the poster and make it a little more fun. Sorry if I'm making you sick with this movement up and down. And this one was unfinished. It was going like, kind of like the look of a crossword puzzle or something. It's kind of hard to do to make these things work. And I think start focusing so much into the game, making that game of the letters and whatnot, that took away from the time that he had to make the poster. Remember, you're fighting the clock, just like in the real world, when you have to make a poster for a client. So you have to keep that in mind. And this last one, it doesn't really, let me see if I can make it work. There we go. This last one is really not apologizing to anyone. It's really there, very bright, but it kind of works with that dark background. And you see the different elements of type pointed around the poster. It's cool in a way. I like when they're all over the place like that, but in a way, think about your audience trying to read these things. So is it easy for them to read? I don't know. And the posters are 11 inches by 17. It's like 2 regular sheets of paper, the one that you put like on your printer. So it's quite like a large size. So a lot of these little things become big when you see them, you know. The small size you want to go maybe for the little labels, it's about maybe 12 points or so, depends on the typeface. And the larger one, you can go as big as you want. Make sure that you make it balanced. And I hope this helped you with this poster. And don't forget that you had the paper due a week after. Thank you, and ask me any questions if you have any. Bye-bye.